When you think about popular fitness influencer in today's age, what's the first sponsorship that comes in your mind? Let me guess, Young LA. Let's take a look at Noel Diesel, an extremely popular fitness influencer with over 3 million followers across social media platforms.
It's for that exact reason which I have participated in Mr. Go 2019.
Can you guess what sponsorship he's in? I'm sure you already know. The answer is Young LA. And it seems like every upcoming fitness influencer or current established influencers dream and praises Young LA for being the best fitness and worldwide demographic clothing brand. But a question that I always ask myself is, what happened to Gymshark?
I cannot believe I'm stood here saying this, but Gymshark is worth $1.4 billion.
Gymshark was one of the biggest fitness brands to ever exist, reaching a total revenue of $1.4 billion. And if you think that's crazy, Gymshark was the first ever brand to use fitness influencers as their brand athletes in a form of sponsorships, with OG athletes like Jeff Side, Matt August, and Lex Griffin. But the question is, what happened to Gymshark? From quality fabrics in the stringer package, fan favorite influencer participation, environmental support, to what we see today: bad clothing quality, bad influencer treatment, false fitness tips, fake natty, untransparency, and overall a bad publicity to the brand. So before we can start the video, ensure you like, comment, and subscribe. This really helps me. It helps my channel reach out to more viewers, and make sure you join membership to receive exclusive, super in-depth, rare content. So let's go. It's June 6, 1992, and the founder of Gymshark would be born, Ben Francis. Ben Francis was always a passionate about fitness, especially sports like football and other aspects like business and technology. Growing up in Birmingham, England, Ben Francis attended at Austin University, which he studied business and management. While Ben was still in school aiming to get his business degree, he did loads of side hustles like working for Pizza Hut delivery, working for himself, like making fitness apps and bodybuilding websites with goals to market products to make some money.
Next, I got my first iPhone and I was absolutely fascinated by it. I instantly downloaded the iPhone SDK and started to learn to develop. I made 4 iPhone apps, 2 of which were fitness apps, and both of them made it into the top charts in the UK and several other countries. And they were about teaching you how to work out, populating your calendar and diary with workouts and things like that.
2012, Ben Francis saw his side hustles and current work ethic wasn't enough to get him loads of income, so he partnered with one of his old-time high school friends, Lewis Morgan, to help expand his little fitness business. He began dropshipping supplements, but eventually realized the real money could be found in clothing merchandise. Ben Francis used that £1,000 he had saved up from his part-time jobs to invest in a sewing machine and a screen printer. Through this investment, Ben Francis would look into the missing holes in the fitness industry and got an idea to recreate typical gym bro stringers, which were worn by gym bros like Zay's and Jeff Seed.
And then the next website I made was the Gymshark website. I incorporated Gymshark in 2012 with my friend Lewis. Another time I'd spend all my day at university, then after that I'd deliver pizzas for Pizza Hut, and any time in between the two I'd spend in the gym or working on Gymshark. Now, we couldn't afford to stop because we had no money, so the solution that I thought up was to have every single supplement that you can ever imagine on the website, and we didn't stock any of them. And what I did was, when people would order off the website, it would automatically trigger another retailer to drop ship the supplement to them, and we just add a small margin to it.
Ben began to sew and print the first Gymshark stringers and fitted joggers. Ben Francis had a serious, brilliant mind as he saw brands like Nike would create loose-fitting fitness clothing which didn't look appealing. Instead, Ben made well-fitting and tight clothing which bring out the aesthetics and overall looked like a whole costume stolen from the movie Spider-Man. Brian Fresno's always had a business mindset and saw that having all those good quality fitness clothing that he had made in the garage wouldn't get his brand publicity across people through just paid advertising or local billboard. Instead, Ben looked at fit people online who had loads of influence and used them without any pay but free Gymshark high quality clothing in return of their brand mentioning on their online platforms. Ben began his first ever Body Power Expo in 2013 and booked a booth where the popular fitness influencer would be hosted like Lex Griffin, Matt August, Chris Lovato, which did exceptionally well, launching the brand, orders selling out within 30 minutes. This was the start of Gymshark's early success. As time went by, Gymshark continued to use social media to its advantage, and fitness influencers like David Lade, Steve Cook, Ryan Terry, Whitney Simons, and Nikki to spread brand awareness through a variety of different fan bases, which successfully worked to an extent.
I had an IT class, and this IT class completely changed my life. I just absolutely fell in love with IT and tech and websites and apps and everything around like that. And I was also in love with sort of the gym and fitness. So then those two things just sort of came together. I started making a load of fitness websites, more for fun than anything.
In 2012, he incorporated Gymshark with his school friend Lewis Morgan. At first, they used the Gymshark website to dropship fitness supplements, effectively acting as a middleman to market and sell the products without having to take on the additional cost and risk of buying stock themselves. They used all the money from this venture, as well as what Francis earned working at a Pizza Hut, to buy a sewing machine and screen printer to make the first piece of Gymshark fitness wear. What inspired you to go from drop shipping to making clothes?
There was no like strategic thing. It wasn't really like a well thought out decision, if I'm completely honest. It was literally a case of no one makes the gym wear that we want to wear. Like, let's try and do it ourselves. I remember ordering like what they call a stringer vest from the States, and it came and just completely like drowned me. Like I looked like I was wearing my dad's sort of top sort of thing, and it made me realise very quickly that like bodybuilding clothes then was absolutely massive, and we loved the style, but it wouldn't really fit. So we literally just wanted to make it ourselves, and so we did.
Gymshark in 2020 would be the fastest growing fitness brand in the world, reaching valuation of $1.3 billion.
Like a weird feeling, because ultimately what we've just done is signed off as having Gymshark as a $1 billion+ brand, which is like out of this world, because it was only 8 years ago, pretty much to the day, that I was like hand sewing and hand making and hand printing products and hand packaging them and sticking it into a bag and carrying it down to the post office and standing there whilst each one was stamped and sent out across the world. And to go from that to a $1 billion brand, or more than a $1 billion brand, is just insane. And like this is a really weird moment. Like, I'm realising right now just how far we've come. We have literally come from hand stitching a product to being a $1 billion brand. I'm so happy with how far we've come, but I'm so much more excited about how much further we've got to go.
Right fellas, here's the crack. This is the biggest decision I've made of my life here on social media, pretty much, okay? And this is gonna make me lose out on a good few to a few grand a month, right? We're talking like 3-4 extra grand a month, this decision. I am gonna be leaving Gymshark as of the 1st of June. I will no longer be associated with Gymshark. I will no longer have a code. I will no longer have a contract. As of right now, I am under contract. I want you guys to keep waiting until the 1st of June. I'm gonna come out with all my reasons why. But basically, I don't know if you guys see, but I don't fit the brand. I don't feel like I fit in, essentially, and I don't think it's for me either. There's better brands out there. There's better people out there, and yeah, the way it's all been, it's not been for me. and the way it's been changing over time, it's not been for me. And I know you guys seen the change as well, and I know you guys don't like it, so I'm gonna be the first one to go and hopefully lead the way for everybody else. I'm not saying they should leave, but like, you know what I mean. Yeah, sorry.
In recent times, Gymshark has received loads of backlash upon their athletes for the bad fitness advice they give off and the marketing manipulation tactic where Gymshark athletes promise you have the same physique as them only if you take this specific supplement, an old tactic which bringing Gymshark's reputation completely down. Gymshark had received loads of hate from their audiences that their influencer physique standards are so unachievable by the average gym goer and that slightly chubby individuals should be promoted on the platform, but Gymshark didn't respond at all. And fans pasted the word fat phobic onto Gymshark reputation. But either way, man, you know, you can't hate the business game, as this is how the business works. We program you to value this one thing which is by far hard to achieve, then sell a product which is an illusion in creating a shortcut to achieve it when it's actually not a shortcut. The once good fabric and long-lasting material had vanished, and many customers have complained on quick tears from training with Gymshark apparel. Even David Late said himself that the overall quality of the clothing has downgraded over the years.
Apparently, in Gymshark's new building, the IQ, they have a small designated little room that they put all the oldest products that they still have and just keep it in there. And Sawyer found out about that room the other day, so he made it an absolute certainty that we visit it before we go to London. So when we walked in there, just seeing some of the clothes, especially the very, very old stuff that wasn't even around when I was working with Gymshark, stuff before that era, that like struck this extremely deep nostalgia chord within me. And even just like seeing like, even like some of the women's stuff that they don't make anymore, and just the guy, just all that, it was just like reminded me of a time where my heart was much more full simple and saturated with love, and life was simple, and there was Onyx and shit, and it was a great time.
Many influencers like Lex Little, Anthony Mantello, and James English had left the brand for Young LA due to bad service. So as Nathaniel, who's recently been dropped from Gymshark and is currently facing some court due to some various complications with Gymshark.
You literally got right this shit. Nathaniel is getting sued by Gymshark. Why is he getting sued? Because he left to go to Young LA, and Gymshark aren't exactly happy. Basically, a thing in athlete contracts where you are not allowed to go to another company for a duration of time after your Gymshark contract ends. However, that doesn't really stand up in court, and the court judge said, nope, not gonna happen. Gymshark isn't correct. It's actually hilarious because when I left, I said that they don't give a fuck about the fitness space anymore. And there were so many people saying that I'm just salty, yada yada, even though I left on my own accord. And loads of people are leaving on their own accord. So yeah, when it comes to fitness, I think Gymshark is pretty much out of the question.
So based on the title of this video, I think you guys know what's coming and what I'm about to talk about. So Devin and I have officially left Gymshark. Now, based on the jacket I'm wearing right now, you guys can probably tell that we are now working with Young LA. And I know half of you guys are gonna be super hyped to see us come over to Young LA, and the other half of you guys are gonna be very disappointed to see us leaving Gymshark. And Dev and I have been wearing Gymshark since literally our first gym memberships when we were 17 years old. So it's gonna be weird seeing us not being a part of that brand and wearing it. And Dev and I signed with Gymshark when they basically had no athletes left, and we really grew a lot with the brand, had so many opportunities, met so many people, and made a lot of new friends. Some people I consider to be my best friends to this day. So don't worry guys, you're still gonna be seeing videos with Sawyer, James, David, bunch of other people. Those are people I consider to be some of my best friends to this day. So
courts often scrutinize such clauses to ensure they do not unfairly restrict someone's right to work or practice their trade. The 3-month non-compete clause Nathaniel mentions might be considered reasonable by some standards, but its enforceability would depend on whether it's necessary for protecting legitimate business interests of Gymshark. If the clause prevents Nathaniel from engaging in his profession in a way that's not justified by the needs of Gymshark, a court might see it as overly restrictive. Nathaniel's claim that he was not compensated for this non-compete period could be a significant point. Typically, if a non-compete clause is to be enforced, especially after the termination of a contract without renewal, compensation or consideration for this restriction might be expected. Lack of compensation could argue against the enforceability of the clause.
But overall, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what would you do if you were Ben Francis and you own Gymshark in your hands.
Bye, have a great time.
I'm formally no longer a Gymshark athlete. I'm a Gymshark creative director.